Hello all and welcome to Rooz TV. It is your host JJ Penguin or Joe Marnie on a Monday night. We are here tonight to bring you the PS5 Tier 1 race round 3 from Monza. It's been a very long time since we've had a broadcast for PS5 and I am gladly joined by Jamie. Jamie, how are you tonight? Yeah, I'm really hoping tonight's going to be an absolute cracker. Monza always has plenty of action for a pretty simple track. It's a lot of people loathe it. It is a bit of a favourite of mine. I've got a lot of favourites within ACC. This is one of them. We don't come here often, and it's going to be a great night. I think everyone's been pretty keen to get a broadcast showing on PS5. With everything that's been happening, as we just caught Adman having a spin. So we're 5 minutes into qualifying. We have 50-minute qualifying and then a 1 hour race with the pit stop for tyres and fuel. And just unfortunately, there we go. That's one of the things that's wrong with this is that PS5 has a habit of crashing.
Yeah, so
So hopefully that'll show up what. So this is what Jamie's got on his result. Let's be able to watch some of qualifying while I get back into the server.
we'll have a ride on board K-Man, who is coming around the Parabolica at the moment, and he's going to start a valid lap. So let's just have a look at the circuit from on board the driver view. We've got a long pit straight. K-Man will be mentally preparing for his braking marker into the first chicane, heavy on the brakes, trail braking in. Takes it quite nicely. Got to get on the power early, get the car straightened up, then minimize the steering inputs as we go around Curva Grande. And we're about to come up to the second chicane. A little bit faster than the first. You can take a little bit more speed in, really get the back end sliding on the exit there. You can take a bit of the curb, short run to the first of the two Lesmos, dipping the car in. You can take a little bit of the inside curb there and a lot of the outside curb, and K-Man has done just that. Similar story for the second Lesmo, which is a little bit faster. Here we have another straight as we come up to the Ascari chicane. 3 corners in a sequence, and this is the key part of the circuit for me. It's so fast, you can take quite a bit of the curb, but the inside here just there's a little groove, a little gutter. If you get your front right stuck into it, it can be the end of your lap. K-Man's ridden that quite nicely. Now he's just got one braking point to go. Parabolica brake really late. Turn in, wait for the car to grip up, get on the power, keep the right amount of steering angle in to avoid incurring a track limit penalty on the outside, and came in as brought to 11th position with a 1:49.4. Let's see what else is happening on the board. So GT King's currently got the best time with 47.9. That's almost a second ahead of Eagle Wind. BMWs look to be dominating the front two rows here. So GT King, Eagle, Fly, Sky, and Somewhat Awesome returning to Rooz League Racing. Good to see him back in the BHR colours at the moment. I'll see if I can get back onto broadcast mode here. Okay. So GT King's in the pits. I'm not sure if he's parked it up. Thinks he's done enough. Someone Awesome's gone back to the pits. Let's have a look at Eagle. Taking in that next level racing driver. It's a bit annoying how it does that. See if I can find him in the list. Here we go. So he's got a few tenths up at the moment on his time, but GT King was almost a second, and you can see how Eagle just coming out of the Ascari chicane at 3 or so tenths that he had has just come right off, so he's going to need a really strong final corner parabolic. It actually looks like he's backed off a little bit, maybe buying himself a bit of room, because that's the Bentley of Metal Steel just ahead of him. Be conscious he doesn't want to arrive right on his rear bumper, which would be a disaster, but if he can still keep within a good range of metal, he might be able to benefit from a tow down the straight. The Eagle's already gained 2.5, 2 tenths out of the first chicane. He's obviously gone in there a lot quicker than the previous lap, but it's compromised his exit a little bit, so he's dropping a bit of time there. But I can see the tow actually working because he's turned around that time deficit a little. Again, late on the brakes there, he's carried a lot of speed, so he's 4 tenths up. To the Lesmos, and he's really catching metal here now. Oh, he got a little bit wide on the exit of the first Lesmo. So he's really lost that time there, Eagle, in the Lesmos, which is disappointing. And he'll have another opportunity though, maybe 2. So we'll have a look at what else is going on. Fly, he's really popped up the order there. Half a second off GT King, who's still parked up, so that's confidence. So Javar, he's out there in the Porsche, as we'd expect. Can't imagine the Porsche is a strong car here at the moment. That lack of top end speed, even though the recent update that we're on, 1.8, it has got a little bit of a boost in that regard, but still probably by a good portion the slowest car on the grid from a top end perspective. But everywhere else, in every other facet of racing, it is a weapon. Someone Awesome's in the pits. We'll just quickly check and see if Javar's on a valid lap. So he's 10.5 down, so he's going to need a pretty solid run-through parabolic up.
Just watching Bardas for the last part of that lap. He's just bumped himself up into 3rd, which is a good showing from Barters in the Lamborghini. It's the strongest car around here.
No, and he has got a little bit of experience in it. He's driven a couple of seasons, I think, in the Lambo with Rooz, so that familiarity would be good. Jamal's coming again. See if we can pick up Fly as well on my screen. Just want to see if he can bridge that 5/10. And he's in the bits, so he won't do that. Is coming in here to the Parabolica. Deep on the onboard there. The car twitching a little bit as it's running wide. Keeps it in play. He's taking the shortest route to the line on the inside, which can do. He got a little closer, but not quite enough to make a position there. Old Ferrari driver in the field from what I can see. And his team captain Birodog is just coming around the final corner as well, so GRT boys still in with it, in with the shot. Barra has taken to pit road. Is out there as well, BHR driver in the Porsche. He's going to get a bit of a tow here towards the line. Porsche didn't see if he improved that. I don't think he improved a position. He may have improved his time, but he'll remain 11th. So into Rooz.
That is it. So we have, unfortunately I can't even see that at the moment. Alright, we'll go to the timetable. GT King has taken pole with a 47.9. There was talk of him jumping into the 47s in this session. Fly Sky second with a 48.3. That is a brilliant performance there by Fly. Barters in third with a 48.5. Ozwizard with a 48.8. Eagle 48.9, and someone also with a 48.917. So, and then even then, Gaviar with a 48.9, Birodog 40.0, 49.1, Adman, K-Man 49.2. So that is super tight from fourth place. They're covered by a second, well down into
at about 17th there. By the looks
17th.
of it.
Yeah. So that's that's super close. So there's a fair chance this could be absolutely anyone's. So it's good to see Brett Want back in the field. Metal Steel 19th, Interrules 21st, and there's a couple of duds at the bottom of the 22nd and 23rd. Haven't scored any, haven't set a lap yet. So and that's myself and Jamie, by the way. Anyone get offended by what I just said. So I think the performance there by Adman and K-Man is quite is quite good there, considering the time effort these guys are putting in around the place. And
Interesting from those two as well, because they're in the Audi, which is a bit different to round one. So they've gone to a mid-engine car, which is not something I've seen Adman drive before. So, well, actually, no, I should correct myself. He did spend a bit of time in the Porsche, but yeah, something a little bit different from what he's been driving recently.
so, it's been more than a month since we've actually done a broadcast. So, after round one, the decision was made that if it has been in place in previous seasons, that if anyone wanted to change cars, that they were allowed to, but they had to stick with that car for the rest of the season. We've done that in the past when there's been game updates and changes to the BOP and such. So, there's good reason for it. The PS5 update has upset a lot, changed things up quite a bit. So it's very warranted for that to happen. What we will do while we're waiting for the grid to form up is we'll come and have a look at the points at this part of the season. So it is round 3, but it's actually the second race for PS5. The previous round 2 was missed due to server instability, which is a bit disappointing. And we have the PS4 points from up to the previous round, which was round 2 at Imola. And we've got Fly Sky top of the table on 80 points, followed by Sparky on 75, Simon on 69, Christoph on 64, and Azuro on 62. So still early days for the PS4 Championship. And we'll have a look at PS5 Tier 2. So this is the results from round 1. So Black Falcon took the win from pole. He's on 31 points. We've got Scott Pye on second on 28 points. And Kama third on 26 points. As we move along to the Tier 1 points, we've got GT King took a dominant win in round 1 at Laguna Seca. He's out in the lead on 31 points, so that was a win from pole. Gaviar on 28 points, Eagle Wind on 26, with Knox, the leader of the Pro-Am class, on 24 points. And Zes1 had a pretty good performance in that first round. He'll be looking to continue that for the second round here as we go through the rest of the order. And there's a few people that are missing from this second race. And it'd be interesting to see how they turn out, if they are the latecomers, or that's going to be calling it. But we'll have a look at the circuit. So Monza, like I say, there's going to be plenty of action. Jamie, you want to take us through your thoughts on this particular circuit?
You mentioned you're a fan. I concur. It's definitely one of my favourites. And indeed, before COVID struck, I was hoping to drive a Ferrari on a track day around there a few years ago. So hopefully I get back there. But in the meantime, we've got over 20 guys going around here at the moment. The challenge is really the super technical way that you need to take the chicanes. They're quite famous, but as they tend to lead onto quite large flat out sections, you really need to get those exits right. And the guys will be really trying to ensure that they hit the brake markers, trail brake effectively, get their turn in right, and then get on the gas. It sounds really simple, but as we all know, it's in practice very, very difficult. We all know about how famous this circuit is. I think it turns 100 years old this year, which is pretty incredible. And we all know the Sea of Tifosi sea of red, the prancing horse, when we look at the podium celebrations, watching the Formula One or any motor racing around here. So, yeah, you're a fan. I'm a fan. Some people are not. It doesn't matter. I think we're going to get a good race. Another thing to point out is that what is kind of characteristic of many of the circuits we have in ACC, and particularly the Italian ones, is we have the sausage curbs, and also, as well as sausage curbs, we have gravel, and those two together can be quite dangerous. So I expect to see a few guys who might push it over the limit to see a bit of the sand during the evening. It's just a part of the racing that we'll see some guys do that, but hopefully most of them can keep it on the track for the majority of the race, and we get some good close action.
I'm sure we will, as we have got 60 minutes race here, one mandatory pit stop for fuel and tyres, as the cars have in fact set off on their warm-up lap, which is sorting out a couple of technical things from my end before we do go live. As the cars just making their way around the Lesmos here. So there's always plenty of action at the start of this one. Unfortunately, in spec mode on PS5 now, we no longer have keyboard support. So I was hoping, similar to PC, where we have a free camera and have a camera sitting at turn 1 and seeing all the action that unfolds. We won't be able to have that. We will try and get the replay of the race start. The laps into the race at the moment when things settle down a little bit, which is an interesting way of thinking about it. And we do things settle down in these races, but we'll try and bring that. We'll try and bring a few more camera angles and a bit more information, and try and bring a bit more of a show than we've done in the past on consoles. So we'll sit back and watch and be entertained by this one. So we're looking forward to this as the cars make their way around the final turn. The nice beamers in the front of the field. They do look very imposing, these beamers.
They're big cars, and there's going to be a lot of them hurtling down to turn 1 here, and one of the biggest grids we've had on console, into the tightest opening corner, probably of the entire game, so this is going to be interesting.
Green light.
There it is, we've got the green light. We're off for the second race of Season 8 on PS5. It's been a long wait. Hopefully we've got the service stability back. Chomping at the bit to get some racing going. GT King is going to get the run into turn 1. Following Fly here at the moment. And looks reasonably clean into turn 1 so far. And we have got a car turn around. Not too sure who that was.
Metal Steel and the Bentley.
We've got a Porsche that's been turned around as well. That's going to be Knox. So it was all clean, and then, yeah, so you can see big damage on the front of Knox's car there. So we go to GT King at the front of the field. So I think it was Bounce. I think Bounce was involved in that as well. So we've got Fly, who's under some pressure from Barters. GT King's made a decent start.
He hasn't quite skipped away yet, so the guys are still in touch. Things are looking pretty good. otherwise down the order. Mountie was there, Metal Steel also, Podium Racing Team. A fantastic start. It's Javar down there, Javar in the wash. So yeah, really bad start.
Wow, so the
Mountie.
previous champion. It's a very unfortunate start to this one. I've got that right, it wasn't the previous champion, so I'm not thinking that up.
I hope Slambo's not listening.
So it was Slambo, was it? Oh, well, Slambo left him with the PC, so forget about him now. It doesn't count because he's not racing this season. I'll try and dig myself out of that hole.
Yeah.
Oh, this is... And we've got huge drama at turn one. Cars going everywhere. This is continuing on. This is Barters, and that's going to be big contacts. So that's Burrow Dog, and then it'll be Eagle Wind as well.
That's a huge crash, and a lot of the big guns out almost starting the race.
There's going to be more here at the second chicane. So K-Man's found himself in third. We've got Ozwizard, who looked like he might have been involved in something at turn one in the Lexus, and GT King has just skipped away to a 4 or 5 second lead here.
Let me see if I can go back and have a look at what's going on here. So I'm picking up how is it?
If you can there, Jamie, see if you can get to helicopter cam.
What number was Auschwitz at again? Very deep fly, tried to give him room, and then that's caused a bit of a pile up into the turn one. So unfortunate there.
Very unfortunate. So Gabbio's got big damage on the front of his, but he's found himself up in 11. He's got Brett Bont just ahead of him. The teammates there. Just have to bear with us catch our bearings working through this.
So Andrelli's done really well here. He's managed to avoid the carnage and move up from 14th to 6th. It's a great start by Andrelli.
So 5.2 second gap to Oz Wizard, or Ash Wizard. Oh, in the background, that is another BMW from P&L, turned around and in the fence. Not too sure who it was. Oh, it's more going on back there.
Yep, so we've got GRT, so Burra's there. Where is that?
Oh, it is Burra too.
Burra's there, Zest was there. Barters is back down the order again. It's Barters, yep, so names are popping up on the totem, left, right and centre.
I'll just jump back in the pits and have a look at the actual the order here. So we've got GT King out in the lead. We've got Ash Wizard just behind, 6 seconds behind him, followed by Fly, who's managed to stay out of some of the carnage. We've got K-Man, he's found himself up into 4th, so that's been a good start by him. Andrelli, it's been good from him as well. And Angry old fella, he's been able to miss out on that carnage. He's the highest placed P&L driver.
Qualified 14th, so another big mover as well.
Ty Morgo just behind him. We've got Adman as well, who's, I think he's made up 1 position from the start. He's avoided some carnage, but it does look like he's got a little bit of scarring on the side of his car. Brett Wan, solid start. He has had a decent comeback. As we've got Metal Steel here, who, after facing the wrong way at turn 1, has found himself up into 13. Knox just behind him, being chased by Aaron. Looks like Aaron's going to have a crack at trying to get by him here. This is going to be pretty tight. They give each other enough room. Yes, they do. Yeah, that's well done, guys, with all the carnage we've had so far in this one. And I must admit, it's not Monza causing the carnage here. I really don't think it's anything to do with the track itself. I think it's just that we've it's been a big break since we've gone league racing on PS5, and this is what can happen.
You did see that at Laguna as well. There was quite a lot of incidents and guys coming together and going off track and having excursions. So it has been tough when the guys haven't been spending as much time behind the wheel. It's difficult to keep the concentration levels up, and these are long races that we do for general folk. So yeah, we've got 50 more minutes to go.
So yes, the patch is working. Good to see Vic in the chat here. Wilson in there as well. A couple of the PC converts like yourself. Good to see you guys jumping in and having a look and supporting the console. Hope you guys have been enjoying your racing over on PC. We've got so shout out to everyone who's in the chat. It is good to see everyone and good to see some support here. It's been a long time between races.
There's more action. Eagle, I'm not sure if he went around by himself.
Ty Morgo has disconnected, I think. That was... Or is he still going? I think he might still... Oh, it's hard to tell, actually.
Nah, he's disappeared for me. Yep, he's gone.
Just caught the back of that. So Zest 1's got some big damage. So he was the car that was in the fence coming out of the Lesmos. So...
Got Angry coming up on Andrelli into the first corner. for an
that's
overtake.
that's Burrow Dog there as well. Oh, he's Burrow Dog's on the grass in the end. Oh, I hope he pulls this up. There's contact. But Angry gets through on Andrelli. Very minor contacts. Play on.
A good move. Everyone else looks a little bit spaced out. There's a bit of a battle here. Burrow's just found himself amongst a whole gaggle of cars because he has pitted, so these cars around him are lapping him.
It's unfortunate because it'd be 50 minutes of blue flags for Burrow. That was a good move by... Oh, sorry, I was just watching Adman getting around Burrow. I think he's going to try and follow Burrow and get a bit of a tow, but Burrow's slowed down and let him go. Done the right thing.
We've had a pass towards the front. Ash Wizard has got past Fly. Oh no, sorry, I think Fly was chasing Ash Wizard, apologies, and was really closing up, but has fallen back. I thought there was a change of position, but Fly looks like he's got some pace, and we might close back up on Wizard very shortly. Andrelli coming back at Angry. So these two look like they're good scrap for the foreseeable future. So Adman's got a good view of it. He went quite deep there into the entry there of turn 1, so he'll lose out on the exit.
He's got a bit of a gap back to the Brett Want will be the next car for position. He's got Burrow Dog between.
Brent, as you say, good that he's back on board, racing with Rooz again, and yeah, he's done well. I think he qualified towards the back of the midfield, 18th. So yeah, he's definitely progressed, keeping himself out of trouble. So a few of these guys have really benefited. He's going to let Javar go through here. I'm just watching that. It's just happening behind Adman at the moment.
That is one beaten up looking Porsche. Well, I thought there was going to be some more dramas then. Oh, there is. That's Andrelli in the fence.
Yes, it is. Let's see if I can.
That's
have a quick look.
Big damage too.
Yeah, we just kind of saw the end of it.
Oh, I think is this for position between Gaviar and Jambon? Brett Want's in there as well.
Side by side through Curva Grande, which the Porsche is really going to struggle here against the grunt of the Beamer. So Jambon's going to have first word to the apex. Just got to pull it up. He's got to hold Javar through the mid corner there, and he's done that really well. Oh, okay, we've got Andrelli here. So, yeah, this has started in the Ascari chicane. The third part of it, he's just hit the sausage curb on the inside apex, tried to gather it up, fishtailed, gone around. The Gadman did really well there to avoid the flailing Andrelli as he's bouncing down the barrier on the straight. So unfortunate there from Andrelli, because he had really started to climb up the order there, benefiting from a few misadventures of others on the grid. So he's in the pits and is just pulled away now.
I'm actually really surprised that Javar is actually continuing on with this damage that he's got on this Porsche, because it's just a sitting duck to Brett. So he's got by him, and there was no contact or anything in that pass. I think Brett's letting him go here, but Brett was quite easily catching him along that straight.
So this will be the problem for Brett if he can keep in touch with Javar, is that, yeah, he's going to eat him up down the straight. I mean, the Porsche doesn't have too many legs in it anyway, but add a bit of damage and it's just going to be even worse. So it could really impact Brett's race, his rhythm. We are almost 20 minutes into the race, so Javar's actual damage might be more visual than anything else. He might not be experiencing too many other downsides to it. Otherwise, yeah, you would have thought we'd see him in by now. Flies really cut that gap back down to Auschwitz.
I just wanted to go to the chat here and just highlight that Rixie now wants to be known as Who's Your Daddy, or Who's Your Daddy, after his runs in the sprint cars on World of Outlaws. Good luck with that there, Rixie.
I think I've just picked up another off there, so Zest one's gone off. So yeah, we're still having guys struggle keeping it on the track. Hello everyone in the chat. Good that you're joining us.
I'm just wondering if some of these offs are actually caused by the massive lag spikes you do get on PS5, which is yeah, it's very, very unfortunate that if that is what's causing it, it's just something completely out of our hands, just like getting a disconnect, just at the mercy of the program and the internet here. So it might not necessarily be down to the drivers what's happening here.
It'll be interesting to get their views after the race and see how many of them felt or experienced that, and to what extent, because you're right, it can happen. We do this on technology and we're at the mercy of it sometimes. I tell you what though, GT King, 11 laps in, has an over 10-second lead. We haven't said a lot about him because he's just stretched his legs out in front while everything's been happening in his rearview mirror. He holds the fastest lap, and yes, at 12 seconds to Wizard. Flies hit the pits. Keep an eye on him here. I'll keep an eye on the clock. Because he was in and amongst things when some of the lap 2 and lap 3 incidents were happening towards the first corner. So if he has a bit of damage, he might be tidying that up, but he would have been looking to undercut Wizard. It looks like he's done that as well, so he's a fair way behind. There's a little group of cars that had pitted a while ago, Bounty and Drelly, I think. And then the main field is kind of half a lap up ahead. So, and he's got himself a stop-go 30. That's a shame. Just really looking forward to see the battle there with Wizard, whether he could make the undercut work. Probably the closest on-track battle that we were looking at for a podium as well, so he's just unfortunately taking himself out of contention. Just one has come into the pits. He's seen the barriers once or twice so far. He's still got over half the field yet to pit, so that would be normally the optimal strategy, is to run as long as you can. Avoid coming out into traffic. But I think because we've had so many of the guys off into the fence or off into each other, that an undercut might actually work here. You might not encounter quite as much traffic as you normally would, but someone awesome's bearing down here on K-Man. So this will turn into a new battle for the podium. So good to see someone awesome back, JJ. You had a season or two off, I believe. He's got back into Rooz Tuesday Night League racing.
Yeah, it's good to see him back. I believe he's done some racing on Sunday nights over at Shakedown. And yeah, it's good to see him back up the front as well. He's up where we kind of expect him to be. For anyone who's raced with him on Project Cars 2 back in the day. So it's just good performance. Stayed out of trouble. Then he's coming up on one of the hardest people to pass. Wily old K-Man will not make it easy for him. That is for sure.
Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot of paraphernalia down there at 1 and 2. Yep, K-Man will be relishing this in the podium positions. Battle on his hands. DT King's doing it nicely. Not a lot to trouble him. He's got plenty of time to think about all of his marks. He can brake just that little bit earlier. Carry a smidgen less speed through the corner, just knowing he's got the overall pace to the rest of the field at the moment. Wilson, you've pointed out that something might have happened to Adman. He was closing in on Angry. With so much going on, I didn't see that time gap earlier. 3.5 seconds, so if he's got a bit of pace, he might close back up again, but I have to give credit to Angry in 5th place at the moment. Started in, I think it was 18th or 16th, so doing a really good job. Couple of pitters, so we've got Javar in. Not sure if I caught him when he stopped, so I'll just look at the timer, see if he remains in there for longer than 30 seconds. So I think Javar's fixing some damage.
Yeah, that's a long stop, isn't it? So Jambon's got going. Bardas will be fixing damage as well, no doubt. GT King is in.
Javar's only just leaving the pits now, so yeah, he must have had quite a lot of damage.
What position is he in? He's in 10th. So there's some big gaps amongst this field and a lot of people out of position.
So Javar and Bardas are fighting for position here. They both just come out of the pits. So
And
they're 11th and 12th.
So good comeback by the two of them, really. They've both had some pretty significant damage, and these two are going to fight pretty hard. Oh, a little bit too much curb. Can he hold it? He does. Javar's lucky there.
Just giving a bit of breathing space to Bardas though as they head down to the Ascari chicane. So the other problem that they've got is that they're in the field of the leaders, so they're actually being lapped. And Javar side by side. Got a little bit on the inside curb there, which has sent him onto the outside. No, I'm looking at the replay. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong screen. Oh, been a lot happening.
There's been a lot. So we've actually got Burrow Dogs 8 seconds behind these two. So if they actually have any issues, there's a fair chance that Burrow Dog's going to look at trying to make some moves. Saying all of that, Burrow Dog's pretty lucky to be travelling in 13th at the moment.
He is, and we saw him. He was just desperately trying to get out of the way of some cars that were lapping him.
Oh, does it look like it's going to be... Oh, they're very close here.
It's going to be so hard for Javar because it just doesn't have top end speed, although he's got a bit of a toe here. That's actually quite a strong toe. He has to get out of it.
And he grabs the grass. He's in the fence. Oh, where's he going to come out? We're just waiting for the camera to change. He might have got away with that.
I think he has. I'm not sure I saw contact. So he's given up. He's given up about a second. Very lucky. So that's, you can see how he's fighting. He's just getting those snaps of oversteer. But now he's getting the blue flag because Angry is coming up behind him. Adman won't be too far after that. So it's really not what these, and he's hit he's losing a bit of.
Oh, I can see it on the right hand side. Oh, he's pushing very, very hard, and he's you can tell he's overdoing it a little bit. That Porsche is a handful at the best of times. So we're just going to see some lap times here. So Knox just ahead is with a 50.9. What's Barter's able to do here? 51.8. It's surprising these lap times, actually. I thought they might have been under the 50s, the 1 minute 50s. I just wonder if Barter's is showing a bit of damage on the front of this Lambo. I'm just wondering if he's skipped the repairs and gone straight for the tyres and fuel, get going again and try and keep some track position with half an hour to go, which might explain why Javar has just that little bit of pace on him.
Quite possibly. Obviously being caught up in the early shenanigans of the race. Could be rolling the dice.
So Metal Steel's pitted and he's finding himself in ninth position after starting quite a way down the back of the field, I believe. So this is a really good performance from him. This is a great showing.
You're right. He was plumb last, facing the wrong way out of turn 1. So it's been a great recovery.
You got to be in it, and he's stuck with it, that's for sure. He's on the PC League on a Monday night. Had a interesting battle last night for the AN class. There's plenty of action in that race as well. So if anyone gets a chance, I recommend jumping in and watching that one because there was plenty going on. Try and make our way back to the front of the field. So there's actually a bit of a battle here. So this is Fly and Zess. So Fly's coming back after his 30-second stop-go penalty. So he's in 16th, chasing down Zess1, who had plenty of damage. Angry in 6th. He's a bit on his own at the moment. He's got Jambon 17 seconds behind. So Angry will be the leading P&L driver in this race.
Done really well. Like we mentioned, starting from 16th and looking at a top 5 finish, which would be brilliant. We've seen Ty Morgo, unfortunately, disconnect, we believe. Eagle Wind shaken hands with the barrier once or twice. Zest one. Jambon been in the thick of battles. So Jambon's still hanging in there as well. So we're 35 minutes in. K-Man and Adman clearly sharing race strategy in the admin room. They'll be pretty keen to see themselves running 1 and 2. K-Man pits, so we've got to see what Someone Awesome's pace has looked like.
Both pitting, both of them are jumping in. So that's K-Man and Adman in the pits.
Right, so Someone Awesome's coming up to the Ascari chicane. He's the driver that we need to see. Has K-Man managed to do enough out there on old tyres? Someone will know his target. K-Man still in the box, drops and is away.
Where's the Auspicious as well? So K-Man's heading out now. Adman won't be too far behind.
I think someone might have done it.
So Wizard goes through.
This is is going to be close into turn 1. Someone breaks late, but K-Man's kept the position. And you're right, Wizard has gone through.
So this battle will be for the back of the podium.
So that's interesting that someone, of course, came in a good 10 or 15 minutes ago. Wasn't able to make the new tyres work. Oh, I came in and will be thrilled with this. So Adman's closed up onto the back of Angry as well, so we've got another battle we can keep our eye on as well as this one. Look at someone just roving all over the back there.
So we'll bring up both of those battles. We've
Well, I
got
think
K-Man and
someone's gotta
someone
run.
on the left. We've got Adman on the right.
Just dropped a little bit off Angry by a few tenths there.
Just trying to get someone's view here.
Taking a much wider exit there on the Parabolica, but that will slingshot him around a little bit better than K-Man. Is K-Man going to go defensive? No, he doesn't. It's going to have to be big on the brakes here from someone. He actually takes the opportunity. K-Man sticks it in there though still. Keeps the apex for turn 2. Great defensive driving for K-Man. The natural instinct would have been to dive to the right into the entry of that, but he's taking the gamble to hang it around the outside into the first part, take the line into second apex, so great stuff.
It's a yellow flag just ahead of these guys too. I'm not too sure who's that for.
115.
Just getting out of the way. I think that might be into rules.
That's into rules, yes. So
He's had a very unfortunate night, that's for sure.
lone Ferrari on Ferrari turf. This is epic stuff here from K-Man and someone awesome. Quality driving from the both of them.
K-Man's able to use a lot more of the curb here than I ever could in the Audi.
Yeah, well, that's interesting whether some of the updates and some of the new physics models, a little bit more feel, a little bit more feedback through, you're able to understand what's going on through the suspension.
And
the curbs.
We probably should have highlighted this earlier, but K-Man and Adman, yes, they're in the Audi, but they might be in the Audi Evo 2, which has only just been released on PS5. So this might be the updated car, which does handle significantly different to the older model Audi. So that does help to explain some of the characteristics that I am seeing.
I can confirm they are in the Evo 2.
There we go. So there's that. It is better than the older model car. Probably hence why he's able to take some of the curb. I can confirm that if you did that in the previous model, it was you're on your way to being yeeted into the fence. I remember watching a few onboard laps of yours around here in the Ferrari where you basically just drove over the curbs of the Ascari like they weren't there, and I tried to do the same thing and basically ended up in the crowd. So
yeah, it's a tough one depending on the car that you're in, that's for sure. So I just got the camera here on Javar and Barters who are still going. Oh, that's a great dive to the inside from Javar. Has he pulled it up? Oh, that's an off track, so he's going to have to let Barters go through. He made the dummy, looked like he was going around the outside, and then as Barters came back to take the line.
That's someone awesome in the fence. And damage. And while all this is going on, we'll check lap times. Angry and Adman with 2 seconds a lap quicker.
So this is interesting. So the three of them here are arguing over the same bit of tarmac. Wonder if someone can do a bit of a favour for his BHR captain. Keep Angry within the toe for Adman.
So while we're watching this battle, we've got someone runs long. Is he hold on to it? He's going to struggle here. Angry gets through on him.
He's got to let Adman through here, otherwise he'll be holding him up, and he's done so. So good work from someone there. I know he'll be super disappointed to fall out of contending for the podium, but he really needed to let Adman get on with it. And Barters and Javar just find themselves side by side for half the lap, but Javar just can't seem to make it stick under braking. Barters is just putting the Lambo in all of the right areas. Javar just doesn't really have an answer.
Javar probably is at least half a second quicker at the moment in that Porsche, but Barters, he'll know where to put the car, he'll know how to defend, and he'll be doing a brilliant job there. We'll just... So came out with a 50.2 on that lap. Angry with a 50.3, and Adman. Oh, someone else did back off, but yeah, he's a fair bit slower than these guys ahead. Just jump on board with Adman. See how he goes to track down Angry here. These two have had a few comings together over time. Angry is a tough person to get round. He won't give an inch, but neither will Adman. Actually, these three on track at the moment, in view at the moment, K-Man, Angry, and Adman are probably a couple of the hardest people to pass. They definitely know how to position their car. So this would be a great battle. Just over 15 minutes left in this one. It's gone pretty quickly in the end.
Well, I don't think there's been much to keep us occupied, JJ. It has been all happening. Javar's got another run again on Barters into the second chicane. But Barters just, look at that, puts it on the apex. Javar's got nowhere to go.
Slows him up slightly on his way through the chicane there. Barters just keeps that bit of a gap, gets a good run out. He's where's Javar's best opportunity is into turn one, but it's really got to be set up from here. He's got to get a good run out of Ascari, and I don't know about going around the outside of him.
Oh, he's going to give it a go here. What's Barters going to do? He's going to give him space.
Just enough, and Javar runs wide. He's going to try and make up that gap again now.
Javar seems to get in the toe. It gets him to alongside, and then it breaks it, and Barters just manages to creep ahead, giving him first call at the apex. And I think that's what's really hampering Javar here, and he's pushing for a mistake.
Got to stay within the
not
track
what's
limits as well, lads.
Yeah.
Which is interesting at Monza, especially when it all of a sudden the outside.
Oh, Bardas.
Oh, Bardas runs along.
So what is he going to do here? He's completely avoided the going through the chicane. Oh, he's going to let him through. Good sportsmanship.
That is really good sportsmanship. Well done, Bardas. That's
Oh, he's got a double penalty. He's got to drive through.
Oh no, that's devastating. He just went a little bit too quickly through there.
Yep. So one little mistake, just missed his braking point, probably only by about 10 meters, and that's lost him the position. It's given him a drive through, and these guys were fighting over 11th place. So yeah, can't get much worse for Bardas this evening, unfortunately.
If things had kind of gone the way you would normally expect, and that is that the two of them are fighting as they have been, but over second, third, fourth, somewhere up there. It's been a very interesting race. A few people have fallen off the track and had a few incidents, and then the wily heads have found themselves in those positions, fighting this battle out. K-Man, Angry, and Adman just sitting here getting the job done at the moment. Did have Wizard wasn't too far ahead of K-Man after the pit stops. There was only a few seconds in it, but Wizard's been able to duck away to about 10 seconds at the moment, I believe.
And a big gap in front of him to GT King of about 28 seconds. So the top two are really running in fresh air on their own at the moment, with everything happening behind. Batman's continuing to put pressure on Angry. Oh, he got a really good run through the apex. I think he might have just got on the power a bit early there. Or has he?
He has got fresher tyres than Angry.
Yes.
Angry just had that bit of extra understeer heading into that last corner. So Adman's the quickest out of these three.
Angry had a look defensive, comes back towards the racing line. And it's here where those fresh tyres will really help, just getting on the power nice and early. Ads will be trying to take advantage of that. Beamer, not too bad, but the Audi's really reining it in here. Look at it. Has a bit of a look. It's a bit too far back.
I just reckon you can tell the difference in the tyre quality between these two. Adman does look a lot more comfortable at this stage of the race.
It'd be interesting to see how they've all been adapting to the updated tyre model that we have now on 1.8. A few little nuances to learn, to store in the memory bank and maximize.
Definitely how it handles the tyre temperature and keeping that in check. It's easier to lock them up. It's harder to get that increased tyre pressure back under control.
And that's where those mistakes, you have those incidents of spin or going off track, and the tyre it bakes that in, and you get punished for it for the rest of the stint.
But if you do push and you then give the tyres a rest, it can come back to you. But there's a big skill involved in that.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very tough to do. I've been looking forward to this tyre model coming to PS5 because it does make such a big impact with your driving. So this sort of slide that you see from both of these cars does have an impact.
It's a good run. Sorry, JJ.
It's going to get up the inside of him here. He's going to get the pass done.
Brilliant move.
They both went deep, but at different parts of the chicane then, unfortunately. It was the wrong part for Angry. It'll be on here.
Yeah. It's going to be under pressure now. So I think Angry's going to be giving this up. Going to see if I can get an in-car of ads making that pass, because you made a really good observation about the different ways they approach the corner. Both of them losing grip.
Just go back a little bit with that replay there, Jamie. We'll chuck that up on the screen.
I think I've got a fourth pass forward a lap. Okay, so this is them coming out of first chicane. Angry seems to get on the power a bit early, but the newer tyres do gain their traction, and then Ads just gets into the toe. Actually, this might not be the lap either. Let's just have a look. So Ads brakes deep, so he's gone a bit wide, misses the first apex, but he gets the slide. Angry gets the slide on the exit, which gives Ads the run. So Ads went deep, but Angry's mistake on the exit really was the more punishing of the errors. So good stuff.
Yeah, definitely. So this battle here is between Knox and Metal Steel, and we've got Brett Want just behind there as well. So this is over 8, 9, 10. So I think Brett might have had a drama, or he's dropped off slightly. But this is 3 cars in a hell of a battle here. 5 minutes to go. I can't believe it's 5 minutes. I can't believe 55 minutes have gone. Where's this time gone?
We could keep going. It's been so much fun. There's been battles everywhere. There was a little period where things got a bit spread out, and then almost instantly there were little packs forming out of nowhere. So Knox is really under the bumper of Metal. Metal's going to take the defensive line into the Parabolica. So it's going to be a slipstream train down here. Metal's gone defensive on the inside for the first part. Ooh. Knox has kept it there. Metal's given him room. They're still side by side. Metal's gonna keep it, I think, because Knox has got to go a long way around the outside on Curva Grande. Brett's having a bit of a nibble. He wants a part of this. Oh, this is great racing by these guys here. Look, there's Javar in the background, keen to get amongst it before the end of the race.
Just lurking in the background there. Good comeback from him. Really good comeback.
Yeah, and medal as well. So Bounty Squad have really done a great job after really being in the wars after the opening couple of laps. I'll see if I can get on Knox's point of view here.
Probably should say a few words about this bloke here while watching this battle, and this is GT King, who's just completely flown under the radar. He's got a 30-second lead over Ash Wizard, so it's been a hell of a race by GT. He's just managed to get the job done. It's not a scratch on this BMW at all, and it's been a great performance. But we will go to this battle.
So Knox has got a round medal. Well, I'm not sure what medal's doing here. You should have popped into the slipstream of Knox. Yeah, I think he might have missed a trick there, medal. He might have been better off just diving under the rear wing of Knox and just getting a little bit of a toe to slingshot him back up alongside of the Porsche. Oh, he's deep on the brakes. He's going to keep it in there. Knox has got to be heads up, and he is. So all of this battling has just put Javar right on the back of them. So Javar, after all of the escapades and whatnot, he's got 8th position, just a couple of cars up the road. And we only have just over a minute and a half though.
Well, we've got Burrodog in 12th and Andrelli in 13th, and they're 13 and 15 seconds behind this group. So he's done an awesome job as well. Hello to Stu, who's just popped into the chat. Hope you're going well, mate. Would have been great to see you on the grid there, Stu. As Javar's just got his way around, he'll be looking to get by on.
So he's got by Brett.
He'll be looking to get by Metal Steel pretty quickly too, I would have thought. Still another. This will be the last lap.
So if Bounty's watching this at the moment, he's probably got his hands over his face, looking at it from the corner of his eye.
Oh, as Brett gets the position back on Javar. Well done, Brett. That is great racing. So there'll actually be one more lap left for these guys.
Yep.
Oh, well done, Brett. That was a great bit of racing to see. So there's no team orders.
Free to race. Good stuff. A little bit of a tap there. No harm done. This has given Knox, though, and Metal a bit of a... Brett's just run wide at the first Lesmo. Javar pulls out of it. He knows there's not much of an opportunity into the second Lesmo.
It's actually going to be a little bit hard for me to get the cars as they cross the line here, but just bear with us. We'll try and get to them as we just capture GT King. He's got another sector to go, and he'll take out the win at Monza. On the left-hand side there, we've got Javar taking that position back from Brett. Oh, I thought it was going to be contact there between the two of them.
Yeah,
very close.
Not sure if this is shown on your screen there, JJ. but they've continued to go side by side into turn 1. Brett has resumed the inside into the second part, so it's just back and forth between these two. Brilliant stuff.
Congratulations to GT King. He's taken the win.
Superb drive from pole, fastest lap. Had the pace on them and delivered, so congratulations, GT King.
We've got Wizard just about to cross the line himself. We're just following K-Man. He's going to take the podium. Well done, Wizard. Well done, K-Man. Great drive by K-Man. This is awesome to see. And not far behind him will be Adman, and he's got a couple cars there. Bounty, Zest one as well with him. Angry comes home in 5th. It's a little bit of a love tap there, I think, between between Adman and K-Man. Just a little bit of a well done, son. As we've got, I'll have to go to the pits here for this. So someone awesome in 6th, Jambon Sickle in 7th. We've got Knox, who's just about to cross the line to take 8th. The Metal Steel here to take 9th. Brett 1 will take 11th. So 10th, Javar will take 11th. Good comeback by Burrow Dog there. He and Andrelli. Form finish for GRT. Andrelli's done the right thing and let the boss go through first. So we've had Barters who wasn't able to finish.
I think he's just retired the car at some point.
Yeah, so Fly was 14th, Eagle Wind in 15th. Bounty 16th, Zest in 17th, Barters 18th, had that drive-through penalty. He was in a great battle with Javar there. And then we had Interrules, Ty Morgo, who disconnected, and Aaron, who I believe is disconnected as well. Well, it was awesome to get back racing on PS5. Congratulations, GT King. That was a dominant performance across
Absolutely.
that. And we move forward 2 weeks' time. Silverstone in the wet, which will be pretty interesting. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Jamie, for jumping in the combox with me.
No worries. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the racing.
I hope they did. It was there was plenty of action, and join us in a fortnight's time for round 4. Thank you all. Enjoy.